right, everyone, welcome back to Stacking the Deck. The boys are back. All three. The deck is stacked tonight. I am in the white tee.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. I'm wearing my Sunday best. We have Kurt Tax Masterson settling into his new estate.
Yes. The compound, if you will.
Mm-hmm. And we have Easton Evans. Yeah. Stacking it up, man.
He was in a trance. Sorry, he was running some combos for Yu-Gi-Oh, and we had to snap him out of it.
That's right.
He was running through the spreadsheet.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I mean, I guess we all know this, but there's actually like a real market around Yu-Gi-Oh spreadsheets that you can sell spreadsheets that tell people how the combos work for a deck, like the sequences.
Oh yeah.
And again, our listeners might not know that, but that's an actual like market, like a thing that is sold. So.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh's like niche version of coaching.
Yep.
Like in Pokemon, their coaching, and the reason I know so much about this is for Nationals last year. I bought a coaching session. It wasn't necessarily like a one-on-one coaching, but just like a course on the deck that I was going to play. And it just went over matchups. It went over decision making. But the Yu-Gi-Oh grinders, that's all down to a science. They got the step by step. You do this. If this happens, you pivot to this. If this happens, go to this step.
Yeah, it's legit, man. I don't know if any of our listeners have heard of that or thought of, or like even knew that was a thing. But like
set your combos up.
Yeah, it's literally a formula, and they're like doing the whole.
If this, go here. If this happens, go back here. If this happens, well, you've lost the duel. Just scoop it up and go next.
Yeah, it's like homework.
I was gonna say this changed so much since the good old GOAT days.
I'm telling you, man.
I said back in the day, it was like you're just hanging on by a prayer. You're just with Chaos Emperor Dragon and Blackluster Soldier. Man, those are the good old days.
A simpler time with the blacklusted one.
Yeah, man. It was all vibes. You know what I just realized too? I mean, God, again, I don't think anybody listens to us for Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but I didn't realize the Blackluster Soldier is Gaia the Fierce Knight.
No, it's
not. Yeah, it is. Look it up, man.
No, it's not.
That's fake lore. It's propaganda.
Dude, that's 100% fake lore, dude.
Google it, man. Where
is Blackluster Soldier?
You ain't gotta Google it now. I mean,
no, we gotta figure this out.
Oh, we're chump checking you right now.
No, we gotta put this on the Giddm blog and drive traffic to our website.
In the lore, are Blackluster Soldier and Gaia the Fierce Knight the same person? Yes, in the manga, Gaia changes into the Gateway of Chaos.
Dude,
charges into the Gateway of Chaos to become Blackluster Soldier. Oh my God!
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
It was right.
I'll never look at that man on the horse again.
Yeah. No. I mean, it makes him cooler for sure.
It does kind of make him a little cooler.
But nobody ever asked what happened to the horse though. Like what the horse doing?
It was sacrifice, blood sacrifice.
It turned into Gaia the Swift Knight.
No, they're gonna bring the horse back as like a hand trap that makes. I don't know.
Steed of the lusted one.
Yeah. Exactly. Banish your hand.
I just remember that was like the first good card I ever got. It was the greatest day ever. I won the tournament because I played in the weak bracket and then ended up making it to the finals. And my deck was
You said I played in losers.
Man.
I did. I played the weak bracket. All the good guys, all my friends that were like really good and had all the good cards were all in the same bracket because of how the tournament software worked that time. I made it to the finals. I was playing a light deck. I ended up winning with Thunder Nanyan and
Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah, Josie and the Pussycats. And then I think I got 10 packs. One of my packs had Blackluster Soldier, and I said, I'm finally one of the cool kids now.
I can finally win.
I can finally.
Man, let me tell you, that card got me out of Yu-Gi-Oh at the time. I was like, I can't afford to. I'm a kid. I spent all my money on freaking. I remember I've shared this story before. I saved all my money, bought an IOC booster box, first edition.
Yeah.
I was so, like big ballin'. All my my spirit bomb. Like I was like, if I buy a booster box, I will get the BLS, and then I can play. Bought that stupid thing. Didn't get. I got like what Chaos Rider or whatever the stupid thing.
Blowback dragon in there.
No blowback. I would have taken that, man.
Yeah,
I got.
wasn't he like the dude on the motorcycle?
Yeah, the motorcycle dude, and then I got like the weird, the quick play spell that has Magician of Black Chaos on there. Again, all this, and then. After that, I was like, I'm done. Like, I can't even.
I've been priced out of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, going to locals.
at the age of 9, I've been priced out.
Yeah, every time I go, somebody plays BLS or Chaos Emperor Dragon, and it is awful.
Well, it started before then because you had Yada. I mean,
I could deal with it. No, Yada was. I didn't. That didn't bother me personally. I was like, okay, yeah, this card's annoying, but Regeki Breaker. There was something for it. But I don't know, when the BLS hit the field, that thing tilted me, man. It made me angry, like little preteen teenager angry. That's a different kind of angry.
But it was okay. It was okay, but I didn't think it was. I mean, Chaos Emperor Dragon. Now that one was the one that was like
true.
Yeah, that one too. But the fact that they had both though, they would play both. I'm like,
what was the one that lets you something with a different dimension where you could like play that trap in response and then seek it out while it blew up everything and then bring it back onto the board.
Return from a different
dimension. Yeah, I said this is stupid.
I hate it.
You can just banish all his cards and then bring them back.
Yeah,
and then Yada lock, and then it was game over.
Yeah, and that card came from a freaking movie pack, which is even worse too. You're like, wait, how do you get this one? Oh, with the movie? What?
Not return from a different dimension.
Oh man. Well, enough about Yu-Gi-Oh. Let's talk about some of these other indies, right? That's kind of what we're here for.
Bindies, yeah.
So, anybody get a Metazoo care package?
I did.
I don't have it with me. They sent it to my parents' address, but I will have it. Did you get one, Easton?
Yeah, I got one. I can show it on the screen if we need to.
If we need to. Did you keep it sealed? Are you?
No, I opened it. I was like, "Oh, what is this?"
Did you crack the packs? Would you?
No, I just kept them. I was like, "You never know when I might need some alpha packs or alpha cards.
Need to flip them." I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You never know when you might need to use them as mainstays in your deck. I never know.
Very true.
Yeah. No, I didn't get them because I'm on the naughty list.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You got too many playtester bricks.
Ed's already sold it. Ed already sold his. That's why he's lying. He's like, I didn't even get one actually.
Send me another.
You guys got to keep your eyes peeled on the Giddm Games eBay store. That's where
I can't get away with sneaking away sales. Our eBay's tied to our account, so it's like y'all know exactly what.
Oh, don't say our. It's yours, bro.
No.
Ed's gonna change the name. Ed's gonna change his name to the secret Slifer.
Yeah,
335.
Slifer. Oh my god.
Yeah, if it's a Yu-Gi-Oh reference, I'm outing myself right there too for sure. Gearfried Blast with Chain.
Yeah.
But no, it was I think that was a very good gesture. Obviously, free PR.
I think it's awesome. I mean, to me, that's some people complaining about it. I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? Seriously, like this is the ultimate win.
The only negatives I saw were people saying like, I'm owed thousands and this is all that.
Yeah, but you're lucky you got anything, dude. Like they don't know.
It's not even the same company.
Yeah,
we're not owed anything, and
they declared bankruptcy. All those debts are gone.
This is a good faith gesture, man. That's all.
Granted, it's beneficial for all parties, if we're going to be completely honest, because they get to potentially reactivate a potential user base that had a negative experience that had nothing to do with Metazoo and effectively got products in their hands. So it's useful and beneficial for all parties. It's nice to have the company acknowledge the wrongdoings of the past guard and try to rectify this, and hopefully that will reactivate and retarget some of those users that that might have a negative taste in their mouth with old Metazoo, and might get them back into new Metazoo. So it serves everybody.
I would say, even, slightly negative or neutral stance, right? Like, oh, I don't think I'm going to get into it, and then you get this, and it's got 2 demo decks in it. It's like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll try that out. Oh, they gave me a couple packs. All right, well, I'll crack those open, see if I get something good and shiny, and see if I get a character that I recognize. And it was a win all around, I think, for him. We just gotta get that organized play going, and then I think we'll be set. But it was good. It was good to see. That also confirms, I don't know if you guys remember, but way back, I think it was Metazoo Menace that broke the story from that Italian distributor that said that they were sending out those thank you boxes.
Yeah.
People from the bankruptcy list. Everything that he said came true.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know if it's the bankruptcy list. That's what I thought it was, because to me that just would make the most sense. But I think it's off of Shopify orders that didn't go through or something like I think it's based and
unfulfilled Shopify.
Yeah, because
not to cut you up, my bad.
No, you're good. I was just saying my buddy, he didn't file for anything for the bankruptcy, but he had some Shopify orders, and he was like, "Oh, I received this," and he was one of those folks wasn't really going to mess with Metazoo or anything just because he liked the original, and the way things ended is well, why would I go back? But he cracked the alpha decks and has played a couple games, said, hey, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, which is what they actually want to happen. I think it might be from the classified file? That's where I bought. That was the last thing I bought off of the website was
the disclosure.
Disclosure, that's what it was.
2.0.
Yeah, Disclosure 2.0. That was the last thing I bought.
Maybe.
He bought he was saying he got the 3rd anniversary promo off the website, or at least that's what he was thinking. He's like, yeah, I remember buying that, but I didn't get it.
So anything back in probably that last phase, right?
Yeah.
Of pre-order, probably Black Friday on.
Yeah, and all my orders were always through Kai, so I don't remember the last thing I bought on the store, to be honest.
DTC.
Yeah, well, basically everything. I almost and hey, shout out, by the way, Metakai, if y'all are looking for Metazoo product,
God.
yeah, buy Metakai. But I don't get an affiliate code, unfortunately. But hey, maybe we could work on that. I don't know. But yeah, I always bought from him, so I don't know.
Yeah, that would do it. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a win. I don't think anybody should have anything negative to say about it. Whether you got one, whether you didn't get one, it's there. If anything, it lowers the price of alpha demo decks and alpha packs.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to get into that, you can buy those now off of eBay for a cheaper price because more people have them. If you want to give it a try, sure, you'd probably want it for free. I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, I don't think there's a negative in this.
No.
It's really they did a good job.
I don't even feel a way about not get I'm happy other people got it. That's, to me, that's I feel so I don't know. To some extent I like the new Metazoo. I just feel so neutral on it, where it's old Metazoo, for whatever reason, would mess with your emotions in weird ways. It was the FOMO, the hype, the insider information, all this stuff going around. So this new one just feels kind of a slow and steady,
how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, the new set comes out, I'll buy the new set. I'll play the cards with some buddies, and that's really all it is right now to me.
How much stuff have you bought, Ed? We got to confirm.
I bought I think I bought 2 boxes. Yeah, I bought 2 boxes.
Oh, you bought 2.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna say, because Ed will be on here telling us, yeah, I'll get involved, and you gotta follow the paper trail with Ed. The paper trail.
No, I was in for 2 boxes. Granted, I feel like they've gone up in price a little now. I don't know, but I feel like I paid what I thought was a fair price for them, and I have a good amount of playables. Not enough to really build what I consider to be an optimal competitive deck, but enough to just kind of play the game. So that's kind of where I'm at.
You ain't got to worry about much. It's only fire, air. That's all you gotta.
But, I mean, look, and the thing is, you can play. I know we talk about like fire, air, and there's only one meta, but like even then, you can still lose playing that deck too. So
You can,
yeah,
with best of one, no mulligan, anything's possible.
Exactly. Best of one, no mulligan. That's I mean, that's a big thing that needs to be looked at for sure. But again, if there's no OP, I would almost encourage folks like. I see some of the gameplay chat conversations, and part of me is like, yeah, read the rule book, sure, but also, yeah. But also the other part of me is like, listen, at this point in time, this is a casual kitchen table game. Like, if you want to kind of fudge it a little bit, like maybe at your air quote locals, which is probably like you and probably no more than 3 other people.
I was gonna say you and 3 other guys.
Yeah, y'all could just come to a gentleman's agreement and say like, "Hey, do we want to do mulligans? Do we want to do best of 3?"
Yeah.
Most would say yeah.
No, for sure. Or if you're a little, fudgy on the rules or on a ruling of a specific card and it hasn't been answered, there's no organized play. So just play it how you want, and
yeah,
you can ask about it if you need to, but it's not really that serious.
Just have a little fun.
Yeah, just have some fun in the beginning of it.
Yeah, if the company was really that keen on like really hammering down all this stuff, then again, we broken record. I'm done harping about the OP stuff, really, but like, they'd have that all laid out, and then everybody would be, here's the exact information, the extended rule book, or however you phrase it.
I think that's what they're calling it, like the extended rule book, and I think it's going to have clarifications to card interactions and stuff like that. Sort of like the compendium. I think they're really treating this more like Pokemon in the sense where you have the rule book that gives you a basic understanding of the game, and then there's always been a compendium that has been maintained by the rules committee, and they have been in Pokemon for its entirety. Whenever English organized play was established, so was the rules team. And many of those people on that rules team are still on the compendium team 25 years later. They maintain it. They are the end all be all of it. And, they always have a big role at Worlds and at Nationals and stuff like that. So I think that's what they're going to really go for, is they're going to have the rule book, and then they're going to have the compendium, to where it'll be a resource. Now, the compendium is typically only reserved for judges to get those like niche rulings. So that's how you initially access it. You can find versions of it online, but most up-to-date one is usually only accessible by judges. But it gives you all of those questions. They update it every time there's a set. They update rulings that they think people are going to ask about. And they even go as far with Pokemon, especially with the rulings. Facebook groups are a big source of like people going to them and asking things, and they will post, a couple weeks before the new set comes out and say, okay, you've been to the pre-release. What rulings questions do you have? What happened during your pre-release that you weren't sure about? What seemed weird? And they'll acknowledge it,
I think one thing to keep in mind too, some people would be quick to criticize a game like, oh, they don't have the rules figured out or whatever. I'm like, no, I don't think there's such thing as like a TCG or any game just locking in with the rules that are perfect on the outset. Like there's gonna be some nuance, right? Some whatabouts. And of course, there's always going to be some folks trying to like weasel in, like rules lawyer their way into, some of these conversations, which just becomes like it's not in the spirit of fun.
Yeah.
Which I guess is, again, it's important to figure out if you're running big tournaments and there's a lot on the line. But again, until that's rolled out, like just vibes, playground Yugioh,
That being said, with the rules, they've only been around. They've only been in charge of the IP since October. So like to actually get this game up and running, to really flesh out the rules for every card, and we're at May. I think everybody's putting the cart before the horse. I mean,
I mean, the set's been out for a month,
Yeah,
right? just,
right.
just a month.
Yeah, they got. I mean, I think they're moving with pretty good timing. I think everybody's just really eager to play competitively again. And I'm like, no, like, they're slow rolling for a reason. Like,
Yeah, everybody needs to chill a little bit. And I know I've been a part of the whole like, I want OP,
Yeah,
but like,
I think
but
we all have, yeah.
yeah, but when I go and read some of the conversations, like, I think from 1,000-foot view or 10,000-foot view, that's where I'm approaching it. But I'm not spending my time in gameplay chat arguing about rules necessarily, because it's like, well, we're in this period where it's like, let's just have fun with the game, right?
yeah,
And then honestly, by the time we even see anything, again, who knows when they'll roll out OP, but I reckon for sure we'll have another set out by then, and in which case there's going to be a whole new level of meta and nuance to be had. So
yeah,
I don't know why stress about it.
it's
yeah.
I think if you know there's a Collecticon close to you, you should go to it because Metazoo's going to be there. You know, experience the booth, roll for your lanyard, for your keychain, and
No, don't bring that up again, man.
spin the wheel for your lanyard, or
I
your
want
poncho
the
box,
promo.
or your poncho box,
Okay.
and you know, just go to their learn to plays. They do have learn to plays where you get a free demo deck. So just vibe. I wouldn't clock like airfare and a hotel to go to a Collecticon and experience Metazoo if there's not an accompanying organized play tournament. Not at all. Like don't do that.
No.
You will be sorely disappointed. And that's not to say that their booth isn't good, that they don't have a lot to offer. It's just you're not going to get your EV out of it. It's just not going to happen. You know, box prices have sort of settled at around $90, which is $20 over distro price.
I think that's pretty fair, to be
honest.
I know
$90 is what I want to pay for a booster box.
Yeah,
so.
That's I honestly, I think, I mean, I'm not in charge of, I don't know how much they're making per box essentially, but
yeah,
I think for the consumer, especially in the current climate we're in, $100, whoever can put out $100 booster box, it's only 24 packs, right? Whoever can put it out at that 24 price point, that's extremely attractive.
Yeah, for sure. And $90, there's no tendies to be had going to Collecticon and buying the booster boxes. The convention packs that people were initially very excited for, they're going to be at every Collecticon this year. They're not special. You're not going to stonk by spending 10 grand on convention packs and then slowly trickling them back into the community via eBay or, your storefront. Like you'll make a little bit of money, but you're not, don't drop a band to go to Collecticon and then drop 5 more on product because you're just not going to make profit.
And the model is completely different. Whereas obviously old Metazoo, as we found out with the lawsuit or with the bankruptcy, and even with Mike's conversation and messages, that they were holding stuff back and had like a strategy of basically inflating the market and doing certain things to pump up the market, if you will.
Yep.
I don't think that New Zoo is into that. One, maybe they are, who knows, but 2, I don't think that this is the card game or the market that's going to benefit from holding back the supply, pumping the numbers up extremely high, because people are suffering silently because of the economic crisis that we're in. So the money isn't just there to like spend on collectibles, especially for Metazoo, which has a kind of stained name at this point. It'd be different if it was like Metazoo, this is going to be the next Pokemon, to now Metazoo is like they're repairing. We have a new group coming along and helping this thing afloat.
And I'm fairly certain that Charlie did say that they were just going to print to demand anyways.
Yeah.
They're not trying to print limited numbers. They're not trying to limit the supply. They want people to be able to buy their game and play their game, which, for better or worse, that is the strategy, right? So Again, we just say all this to say if there's something that's within driving distance of a couple hours, like a Collecticon, you should go. The booth is a good time.
Yeah.
We've seen that now with both of these Collecticons. It's a good time, but
Mhm.
don't book a flight. Don't spend $1,000 getting to a Collecticon thinking
Well,
that you're going to make $5.
yeah, it depends on what you're going for too, right? So if you got it like that, then go, right? Like you've got the expendable income and the experience. Again, I'm just trying to reframe it too a little bit, where it's like we think about playing cards. Some folks might just like, I don't know, hanging out at the booth. So maybe
They really want to listen to Waka Flocka Flame. I get that.
I guess. Yeah. I mean,
I think we just got to be realists. I think most people go to the conventions or are trained to go to the conventions on Metazoo's behalf because they were able to make a pretty good amount of money off of that. And I don't think, I honestly think that a lot of I'll say stragglers loosely, or of the old guard, like of us old people who are, old fans of Metazoo, we're still trained in thinking that the prices of yesterday are today's prices. No, it's not like that. And so if you're going to these conventions, you have to do so understanding that you'll probably net a loss if you're just going strictly because of Metazoo right now. Like just being completely honest. Now, if you want to vibe, if you want to play in a tournament, if you want to talk to your friends, but the old days of making money off of Metazoo plus getting a little bit of like, rubbing elbows with some of the team that you used to have. This team is very tight as well.
Some folks, maybe this is a little too sinister to bring up, but like I reckon some folks are probably even trying to like just incur favor by going to.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, well, I'm talking to Charlie, and if we're boys with Charlie, then I'm gonna get preferential treatment or whatever. And I just don't really think that this is that. I don't know.
That's not it. Charlie's basking in the sun, baby.
Basking in the sun.
Yeah, that's right.
He don't. It don't matter if you're a little rain cloud. He's still basking in the sun.
Yeah.
The old Metazoo trained a lot of people to like have expectations, which again reinforces like, hey, when things don't go well, is why everybody acted the way that they did, myself included, because we had a lot of we had a lot of expectations, and we didn't do things just because out of a genuine love of it. A lot of times we had expectations on the back end of it, like, hey, I came here, I supported this, I did this, I gave my time away in X, Y, and Z fashion. I need to be able to recoup on that. And when you give me, and when it doesn't, when it doesn't happen, then everybody is upset. So I just want to continue to warn people, this isn't that kind of team. They're very tight knit, they're very professional, as they should be. So when you're not professional, you rely on community handouts and service and volunteers. Not like I'm dogpiling on volunteers, but when you're not professional, you rely on that, which old Metazoo did heavily. Like whether it be creating the websites or the wiki pages or any of the things that they did, the lore, even down to playtesting. Like they have a professional playtesting team. They pay people to do this. Full stop. No. I'm pretty sure they are on salary for this job. Whereas old Metazoo, they gave people playtester cards for it. No, that's not professional.
And they had to hope they get them.
Yeah. So I think that they're just in a different class. They're really professional. They're top notch. So they don't have to have. There's not going to be those strings on the end of your actions by being at the Collecticon.
Yeah. I will say that the convention promos look really cool. I like the fact that they stamp your card and it's got a neat little Metazoo like embossed logo on it. The sketch cards look really cool, like the half finish. It looks half finished, but that's on purpose, right? They're supposed to be like pre-inked sketch versions of those cards. They look really cool. So
the stamp's a little big. It's a little big, man. Let's keep it a buck.
Oh man, I like that big old stamp, man.
All right, that's fine. I'm just saying it's a little big. I mean, if we could get them smaller, I mean, I like the stamp. I think the stamp is good. So if it was big stamp or no stamp, I'd pick big stamp. But if we could maybe do slightly smaller stamp, because this one's like kind of ribbed and the pleasure factor is really high on it.
And it
but-
might not be for her pleasure.
Yeah, no, but it might not be for player pleasure. That's my concern, right? So like, I don't know if we could run that in a deck, you know.
Yeah. I hear you. But yeah, you know, it's Metazoo. Well, I feel like we've talked about the same exact thing for Metazoo for like the last 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
I think we just
on.
gotta
Well,
we just gotta let it ride, you know, until Dallas whenever we stage a coup and meta who it's now Giddm 2.
Yeah,
Are they going to be at Dallas?
Yeah.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, we should tease a little bit. I mean, we might have some giveies. We might have some surprises to bring to the table for our Metazoo audience at the event.
We just got to spill all the sauce, dude.
No, just as surprises. That's an easy one to throw out there. But
yeah, we'll be cupping farts and throwing them in our fans' faces.
Yeah. Free pink eye.
Just the real Collecticon experience.
Yeah.
Oh
man. Well, I guess shifting over to Metazoo's big news that they gave out the boxes. We love the boxes.
Thank you.
And then
boxes.
Pink Eye from Giddm Games. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Cryptic Camp. There's 2 free packs that they gave out. They were giving out on their website.
Yep. Well, 1 pack and 1 promo.
1 pack, right. 1 promo. Yep.
Yeah. I think I actually have them right here. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah.
I do. Here they are. You got a little mummy guy.
He's got a little cowboy hat on him too, which is just like the
little Fairfield, Texas mummy.
That one hits different for this group.
And then the promo was the Mars Golem. I know he's a little. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and that one was for like Level Up Expo or something. I don't really know what that is. Do you?
I don't know what Level Up Expo is.
Okay.
It doesn't have a stamp on it, so
yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, you could get a pack, a convention pack with the mummy in it, plus this for free. All you had to do was pay shipping, which was like $4.
Yeah,
and it was nice. Anytime that they do that, you know, I'll gladly give them shipping to send me free promos. Like, why not?
I still want them to do a subscription service, like where I would pay, I don't know, $50 for a year. I could forget about it, and then they would send me a promo a month or something. I don't know.
Or like $5 a month, right? Just to cover their shipping.
I just want something to like. It's almost fun to just sort of forget that you did that, and something comes up in the mail.
Yeah,
I love that.
I think that would be very cool.
And I don't know. I was looking at the Level Up Expo. I guess it's in Las Vegas. That's kind of cool. And you know, you see folks coming in their Discord and they're like, "Oh, I found you guys from this event and had a good time." I mean, that's really what it's all about. I think all these indies need to go out to more conventions and make those impressions. Maybe that's one thing that I'm not seeing. I'd like to see more of in the Metazoo main, and maybe it's because they're not. I think Metazoo, to recontextualize this too, I think Metazoo's not really doing a Discord strategy. I think they really do just want people on the normal socials like Instagram. They probably have a TikTok, Facebook. But that's one thing I've noticed is that the Discords, there's not like a whole lot of new people coming in. But that might be intentional too, right? Like they never posted anything about the Collecticon in the Discord.
Yeah, like not in the. You're right, not in the moment, right?
Yeah, not in the moment. Yeah,
it was not in the moment. All of their content came afterwards.
Yeah,
you know, in the day after or on like Sunday, right? But it was there. I mean, they at least the only channel that I'm aware of is Instagram. You know, they had all sorts of pictures, and shout outs to our local John who won the poncho box for Houston Collecticon. That man is the luckiest man I've ever known.
To clarify, they never did nor have posted anything in the announcements channel.
Nope. Again, not in anticipation of it, right? Or saying like, Houston Collecticon is underway. Come check out our booth. They're like, no.
Yeah.
No,
But I mean, maybe that's okay, right? I think they should be like they should probably focus on those more traditional channels.
it's definitely a strategy so that you can grow. So
Yeah.
I think I think that's, I don't know. I'd still like to have a little announcement, but
Yeah, me too. Yeah. But that's me rationalizing it. Like, oh, maybe we've been trained to expect Discord stuff, and
Mm.
they're not really Discord people. So
all right.
it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I think we're also used to a lot of community evangelism, and that's not really happening with a lot of Kickstarter TCGs as much as it used to. Just because, everybody's like, you should stop playing this game because this game is so good, or this is just like this, but it's a little bit different. And now I think people are a little tired. Like people, they've tasted crow one too many times, and now they're not nearly as willing to like, hey, this game's great. Like it's going to take a lot of effort and energy to really have people evangelize for you, because that's the greatest, I guess, force multiplier in marketing is a recommendation, a testimonial. Like your referrals is going to be able to convert people over better, and you're going to have a longer recursion with them. But now, since all these indie TCGs have either tanked or they've done their fan bases dirty, there's not that much going around. So it's going to be a slower drip, organic kind of growth with Metazoo and some of these other games as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Speaking of indies, the Sorcery put out some cool content recently talking about their OP, their regionals. They still didn't spill all the beans on it, but the fact that they're still talking about it though is at least like, it's just good makes me feel good. All right.
Yeah. They do it. They do at least those monthly check-ins, right? Where they hey guys, we're still thinking about you. Thank God. Forget about us. Don't forget about us. I've watched a little bit of it. It's always good. It's a good listen. They're typically about an hour long, where they just kind of touch on different parts of the company and what they're working on, what you should be looking forward to. Obviously, we have Gen Con in a couple of months. That is the sort of premier event showcase for Sorcery. It's the only set of tournaments that Eric's Curiosa runs themselves. It's not grassroots. It's put on by the company. So typically they try and release something around that time, whether it be a new set. In this case, they're releasing the mini set, the Dragon mini set, first on Gen Con, and then afterwards to LGS's. So you'll get your first look there. And then, of course, they're doing tournaments there, and it's good. But yeah, sorcery be sorcerizing.
Yeah. So what do you think? My concern a little bit is that they might be a little, their release schedule's all boinked, right? Like with this Dragon Lord set coming out, which again looks phenomenal, but it's like a mini set.
Yeah. 13 cards.
13. So like a mini set.
Yeah,
literally. They gotta be the greatest 13 cards ever.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
it is. I mean, it creates an archetype. So yeah. It does. But
yeah, the cards are good. I'm not going to walk through what they all do, but I've looked at them. I know Kurt's shared them with me as well, or maybe he's even brought them up on here. I forget, but they're good cards. They're really good. Now, the thing that is a little feels bad, right, is like, the understanding was like, oh, they'll release a new set once a year, and that's going to be like in the summer time frame. So like at this point, the summer set, like the last set we got was Arthurian Legends, and that was, I forget when it came out, but it was
like October, September, end of September, October.
Oh, I thought it was September, August, or at least like end of summer.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'd have to look it up. Now you have me questioning it, but I just remember it being hot. Living in Texas, summer feels like summer extends into September. So I don't know. I'm going to stretch that one out.
It came out October 4th.
October 4th? Are you kidding me?
October 4th.
Yeah. I knew it was, because SorceryCon was in November.
So do you think they'll be on track still for an October release?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I think this Dragon Lord set was developed in tandem with Arthurian Legends, so they had something. Because I think the community has, and they've, I'm sure, realized that if we just release one core product a year, we're losing all of the customers that we're building between that year.
Yeah.
You know, even though Sorcery Con, had record numbers, there were 300 something players. You know, I will talk to, if I go into a game store, even my local game store, right? And I'll ask them, and I'll say, "Hey, has anybody come in and ask about sorcery?" No, not really. Oh, okay, cool. I went to a game store and I said, "Oh, I see that you guys have Arthurian Legends. Do people come in and ask about that at all?" And well, we did have people that were playing during beta, the first set, and then the next set came out too late. Like, it was too long. They forgot about it, and by the time it came out, they weren't interested in it anymore.
True
So
story.
I think they understand that. So that's why they're trying to release that supplementary product in the mini set. I just hope it's enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm telling you, I was feeling good about sorcery, and then ran out of product, ran out of new cool stuff. Can't play. Gotta go.
It feels bad, right? And yeah, I mean, you are the prime example of the sorcery, the typical sorcery consumer, right? You run out of stuff. There's nothing for you to buy. You can't draft. People stop showing up to Constructed because all of your kits, your store kits, are out. So you're not getting any free promos. They're like, "Oh, we'll give you pack credit. We'll give you a $5 store credit for your wins." It's like, I kind of want something. I I want a promo. I want something.
For a year, you do that for a year too. You're like,
yeah,
okay.
exactly. After like 2-3 months, people want something else. They don't want the same Bone Rabble promo, or they don't want the same poster, right? It's
Yeah.
It's an interesting model, especially for a game as good as it is.
It's so much fun to play.
If they could just speed up their release schedule just a little bit, not even like their card releases, just their like product releases, And I say that saying like, oh, a new store kit every 2 months, or a new set of promos every 2-3 months, like an update to the dust store, so that you can spend your hard-earned weekly dust or your booster box dust. You can spend that on new promos. That would get people to come in and try them out, at least so they could have them, right? But it just seems everything's taking a little bit too long to get going, and unfortunately, that's kind of equating into just a slow burn into nothingness, which sucks. I hope that things pick up, but I honestly think that between Arthurian Legends and Gothic, the next set, they're probably going to see a decline in that profit, and hopefully that will rally the troops and get them to do something else, right? So
I'm a little apprehensive, because the more that indie TCGs fail, or they don't support their potential fandom or users, the more they go back to their old games. And the old games are starting to like catch on, or even like the newer games like Lorcana and One Piece. They're starting to catch on how to keep these people involved or engulfed in their game or the IP. And that's the thing that I feel like a lot of the indies are failing to do. Is like, hey, once I got you here, I need to capitalize and maximize your experience here. And they're not hammering that home. They're basically like, we get you to the front door, but we don't have any food, or we don't have any internet or electricity. And so you have to come back another day. Well, by that time, I've already gone somewhere else where I can get service however I see fit. So
true. You're not wrong. It's a
It might pick up with the OP stuff. I really do think the regional.
I think so.
Yeah, it's gonna feel different here soon.
I mean, it would have picked up with the Arthurian Legend store kits if they weren't just draft kits. If they sent a new set of promos and a new set of playmats and a new set of, stuff, exclusives for us to earn. But it wasn't any of that. It was beta product and draft kits. And that's it. And it's like, well, we already got all that. we don't need that stuff anymore. We already have all of that. So
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just I mean, like I said, I feel like once you put in a robust play scene, it's gonna change a little bit of the attitude. When all there is to really do is just like collect stuff.
Yeah.
That does well within like the first month or two of release, and then after that you're like, all right, we did it. We collected.
And then nobody's showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The art's cool. All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's how it is. Speaking though of indies, I know we kind of touched on Kickstarters. I know that we've talked about it a few times, but I don't know if you guys knew this, but Dead World TCG launched their Kickstarter a couple days ago.
This is true.
Yeah, give me the scoop on that.
Yeah, I mean, they got funded in an hour.
Wow.
So they had a $25,000 goal and got it funded. I think it was like 40 minutes. Now they're only at like 42K, but still 42K is pretty dang good.
We take that for sure.
You're able to get half a set in this new tariff regime, in this new tariff times. You might get a half a set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some workarounds for the tariff stuff that
I am interested to look into this more. Obviously the artwork is from some old Metazoo artists. That's how I knew about it. People post about it on Instagram, and I like some of the artwork, and it seems neat. But I see that it's in Fort Worth, Texas, is like whoever's developing it.
Oh,
so,
we got to get to the bottom of this.
We got to figure this out. Yeah,
I like their artwork. I think if you're indie, if you do that kind of old school artwork, you're gonna get the people coming out. You're not gonna the new stuff isn't. The carnies like the old school stuff.
Yeah, a little bit of the jank adds to the flavor. I don't know how to explain it, but like I don't know, the starfoil hollow pattern, and I don't know. There's something to it. I certainly would like to. Maybe that's our next guest we bring on. Just figuring out kind of what they're about.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
They're
let us know if that's something y'all want to listen to too. Our audience.
Please. Yeah,
let us know in the comments.
They got funded. They dropped their stuff. I think we have don't we have Obscurids at the end of the month?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's going to be our the Obscurid Kickstarter, which I'm looking forward to. I'm trying to figure out if I want to back Dead World. Like, it doesn't seem too expensive. I don't know. Maybe it's a little expensive. $50 for 2 starter decks seems kind of.
I don't know. I'm obviously biased, but I think Obscurids is actually like one of the best products you can buy from I don't know, like a new game standpoint. I'm just really keen on the fact that like if I'm gonna back any indie or whatever, I don't really want to rip another booster box. I want to play your game first before I.
Yeah, let me have all the cards.
I just want to play the game. I want it for me to really know if I like your product. I want to play the game. I want to see how much I enjoy playing it. That's really hard to figure out. TTS is a non-starter for me. Nope. I'm not going to play TTS to see if I love your game.
And if you think that is your entry point for your new people that want to try it out, you are wrong, man. It is. We do not care about Tabletop Simulator. It's
a means to an end. It's not
It should be it should be reserved for internal testing, right? It shouldn't be used as a showcase of your game. And maybe that's a hard pill to swallow, and we can understand that if you can't get those cards printed and this is your alternative until then, we certainly understand that. But TTS ain't it for me no more. I'm not jumping on Tabletop Simulator, testing out a new game and having to manually click everything. Maybe if it had like a table built in that moved the cards for me, then maybe I would be inclined, But if I gotta like pull the cards out of my hand, put them in the spot, tap them this way, add the token, if I gotta do everything manually, I'm just not willing to do that anymore. So I don't know, and I don't know if I'm alone in this or if everyone feels the same. But and again, maybe I just got spoiled and ruined by Metazoo.
Absolutely, we all did.
We all did.
Okay. So
we were on TTS way too many times for far too long. It just the experience wasn't that great. I mean, we jammed games after game after game, but we were expecting a client a lot sooner. I mean, by that, Metazoo should have had a client, and I think that everybody, if we understand that there's going to be some financial restraints around your Kickstarter or your indie TCG, getting it to the masses, but the sooner you get cards and then you start rolling out like TCS tournaments, I think it's better. I think it's starter decks combined with TTS tournament, because you're not going to have an LGS scene until you start to like have tournaments around and people start seeing like a viable OP circuit starting to bubble up.
Exactly. You got to start at that Collecticon level with just something small to get people playing the game in a tournament style. And then they go to their game store and say, hey, I went to Collecticon and I played this game and it was really fun. I want to keep playing this game. Can you guys get this in? Have you guys heard about any organized play? Like that's how you build that, your consumers doing all the work for you and spreading the good word of organized play. It's got to start at the convention level. If
Absolutely.
you don't have it anywhere, right? It needs to start at the Collecticon level or wherever you're going to be at. And that's how you get people talking, right? So
old Metazoo actually did something good.
They did. They really did. I don't know how they figured it out. Some genius somewhere,
right,
said this is the way.
This is the way.
The way.
That way.
That's all I got for this episode of the podcast. You guys got anything else you want to add?
No.
All right.
Nah.
Good. Well, perfect. We're gonna wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up, man.
Are we gonna stack
the deck?
We're gonna stack it up. All right. So thank you everyone for stacking.
Oh, okay.
The
deck. I hate it.
Whatever.
We're getting better at it. We're getting better.
Yeah, one of these days.
Oh man. See y'all.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.